Bam, Leute, und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Zurück in der Defendant Lobby Number 1. Letztes Mal haben wir den ersten Gerichtspart gestartet und wir haben die gute Bikini verhört und sind ein bisschen durcheinander gekommen mit dem ganzen Schnee und dem Zeitaspekt und dies und das. Und wir werden jetzt einen weiteren Zeugen herbeibeschwören. Der gute Larry, der uns etwas Unglaubliches erzählen möchte. Tja, da wollen wir mal gucken. Ist bestimmt mega wichtig. So wie wir Larry kennen. Let's go.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in the Hazakura temple.
Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple's snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oof. Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
Safety of the acolyte.
The acolyte, huh? You must be talking about Maya. Okay. Weird. Iris, Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Stoneham?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
Hast nicht Nein gesagt? Also, ja, indirekt schon. Ja, okay. As I thought, no psychologs. Very well. It's my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Alles klar. Oder eben nicht. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely. Dare ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained. He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and vicious whip. I can only presume that his intention was... Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Loris Donim, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It seems that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Hi. Aha! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, I was just artistically... Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your Ich habe keine Ahnung, wie man das ausspricht. Korrekt? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store, now is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields. I presume you wanted to say field work, I hope. That's it, thanks, buddy. Kind of sad one that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. Oh. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I accept all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch. Ow, ouch, ouch. Ouch. Stop your pathetic blabbering and testify like a man. Refrain from me, Miss von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. This is too much for me. Okay, what I saw. I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Ja, ist recht sad. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Right. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Okay. Looking up the stars. Yeah. Number of times, but didn't see a snowmobile. Oh, really? Larry, you really didn't see it? Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see this snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile? You truly have nothing to hide. And why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Just shut up. What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. Seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. Going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. Didn't see anyone at a bridge that night either. Das stimmt nicht, weil du hast Phoenix getroffen, ne? So, hier haben wir mal ganz frech. Es ist, ich weiß nicht. Soll man darauf hinaus? Ist ein bisschen. Ich presse erstmal. Schade ja nicht. You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces now. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. Ja, ich glaube, es ist das, ne? Nein! Danke. Didn't see nowhere. I didn't see anyone. Hold it. I mean, objection. Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me.
However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create.
You're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this'll go especially well. I'll ask again then. Witness, what did you see on the night of the murder?
What I saw, part 2.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burned out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say? Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Redruth, please commence your cross-examination.
I will. War da irgendwas fishy? Very nice. It would have been about 10:30. Aha. Wann war nochmal hier? Ich will nochmal den Wetterbericht angucken. Okay, bis 20 Minuten danach hat es geschneit. Und ja, Lightning, das kommt hin. Ja, gut, also damit ist wohl nichts falsch. It's lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Into the shack. Around 9, so oh, hä? Achso, ich bin wieder rückwärts gegangen. Hä? Kann ich mit B rückwärts? LOL! Ich lerne die Steuerung hier in Part 1280. Nice. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Kannst du aus dem Window schauen? Moment, wo war nochmal? Kann ich mal die Map? Secret Temple Map. Achso, ja doch, ne, sieht man, glaube ich, ne, hier auf dem Fenster aus. Heavenly Hall. Also dürfte kein Problem sein. It was on fire. There was still some thunder. Irgendwie nichts Offensichtliches. Ich drück mal das hier. Der Blitz. This light was, of course,
lightning, like a kaprow. Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom.
Or a little like that.
That's more like a punch from Miranda.
Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so...
Okay, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart.
And that's when you went to take a look at the bridge?
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it. I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind.
I'm not sure I covered the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness. So I went right away to check it out. Hast du dir jetzt nicht gerade widersprochen? Naja. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought I gotta go check this out.
How far is the small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on, well, it had a pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school, camping trips can compare.
Well, should I press him for a little more info? Not right now. Why didn't you call anyone? Why did you go to the bridge? Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Well, yeah, okay, a reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time, okay?
I arrived at the bridge. Well, ich nehme ich das andere nochmal hier, warte. Ja. Und das eine, not right now, das bedrückt mich auch noch ein bisschen. Warum right now? Kriege ich da auch noch einen Text? Ich probier's mal. I don't think we can expect any more relevant information. Probably best to turn to other leads. Okay, ja, da war nix. Dann machen wir noch das letzte. Ja, komm. Come on. Show me the money. Why did you... okay. So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so?
Well, yeah, I guess it does.
It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness.
My reasoning? Okay, my reasoning, is it? I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning.
Aha. Okay, jetzt haben wir dafür Nick nicht mehr, ne? Ich hoffe, das war jetzt kein Fehler. So you decided to go and see what was happening.
That's right, we're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. A real like really special.
I really trust the witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle. Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt.
Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can.
I'll give you a few hits too, if you'd like, with my whip. Told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. Looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. I get a chance to see something. Ich muss mir mal kurz nochmal meine Evidence hier alles angucken. Tracks Photo, Crime Photo. Achso, warte, hier. Das habe ich gar nicht gelesen, der letzte Teil. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge. 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Das habe ich komplett ausgeblendet. Okay, hat er nicht irgendwas von 10:30 gesagt? Moment. I went to the shack. So it would have been about 10:30. Okay. Dann präsentiere den Weather Report. Nee? Okay, dann wohl nicht. Aber wieso? Okay, warte, wir pressen erstmal das Statement. Ich glaube, das haben wir noch gar nicht gepresst. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. I thought she might come early too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Just shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way, so every 20 minutes or so I went out to the bridge. I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. Moment, ich will das nochmal kurz. Das haben wir, glaube ich, schon gedrückt, aber ich will nochmal kurz Lightning, Kapow. Ja. War. Well, star and light, so bla bla bla. Okay, hä? Ja. There's some thunder, but I really want to check it out. Sagst du maybe hier? Die Zeit nochmal? Around 5 minutes, I mean, okay. Ah, hier. Also es hat 5 Minuten gedauert quasi, bis das Feuer ausgegangen ist. In anderen Worten. Not right now, ist okay. Und im Weather Report steht ja, glaube ich... Im Weather Report steht ja, glaube ich, dass die Brücke... Okay, das war es auch nicht. Ich wollte ja eigentlich checken zuerst und nicht pressen. Eigentlich hier checken wollte ich. Around 30 minutes pass between the fire starting and going out. Achso, warte. Oh, brauche ich das Phoenix Statement? Wie kriege ich das wieder? Moment. Muss ich das andere vielleicht nochmal drücken? War da? Why didn't you call anyone? Das. Ja. Kriege ich jetzt das andere? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. I don't know. Ich werde mal kurz speichern. Ich presse das nochmal. Habe ich das überhaupt schon mal gepresst? Ich glaube nicht. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright? Yeah. I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. Ah, is it das? What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less. You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still... Ja, das haben wir schon. Soll ich hier das... Ich bin mir recht sicher, es geht darum, wann die Brücke niedergebrannt ist. Aber ich presse es einfach mal scheiß drauf. Aber da ist es richtig und nicht bei den Millionen anderen Statements, wo man es hätte drücken können. Okay. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy, you make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? You're terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge and immediately went to see what happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably are at around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in the Hasakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. So. Okay. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Gee, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Laurie Stoneham. It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said at around 11, in which case it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Mrs. Franziska von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery, for there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? That's clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. But Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, What happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback.
Ist das... Okay. I guess I was still... ich hab's geskippt. Aber war eh nicht wichtig. Order! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Oh, really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident?
Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burned out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Gee, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I might really say it this...
Then say it.
Very well, I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? I'm a doman, an artist. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up in a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right, I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it.
Mr. Etwas, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
And that will be?
A surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
Okay. What do you think I was doing? Sketching. Transferred all directly onto the page. Okay. The burning bridge moved you that much, did it? I find it hard to believe. Well, no.
You moron, Edgy, you don't understand me at all. If I see an abandoned cat, I find myself passing by it with tears in my eyes. I'm a man of overflowing with responsible kindness. And I use my responsible kindness to fill the pages of my notebook.
An artist using a notebook, it's so pathetic, it makes me want to cry myself. I command you to go buy at least a proper sketch pad.
Well, what has that got to do with anything? I'm sure if I care for an artist using a notebook for sketching. Proceed, witness.
Flames had gone out and then he came running up. You forgot the passage of time to that extent, did you?
Well, once I get caught up in something, I tend to forget everything else.
That's true, he's always been that way. I guess he's not lying about that, at least. Phoenix Wright appeared on the scene after 11:15. If he was drawing until then, that dispels all doubts.
Aside from doubts of this humanity, eh?
There's a big clue waiting for me in this cross-examination. His testimony does nothing less than mock the court. Well, I'm sure that there is a vital kernel of truth hidden in it somewhere. Okay, wir pressen einfach alles. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Tell us, Larry.
My name is Laurice, get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am.
Just who exactly are you?
I'm Laurice Totem, apprentice extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist.
Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That's a very big issue indeed. So sketching the burning bridge.
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this, that sketch of mine is...
Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
It does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Me egal, I guess. Let's have a look. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it to turn out like this.
Imagine what?
That Laurice Totem's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ow, ouch!
Show it now.
Oh, okay, but still yourselves. This is the world of Laurice Totem.
Aha! Well... So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss von Karma? Yes, well... It's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames, I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry.
What?
The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course, Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
Larry, please answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
Are you... hi, the girl... She's really high up in this picture. What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Oh, but they can. Es gab da mal so einen Fall. Na gut. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake.
Mr. Redruth, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Redruth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me!
Okay, Larry's sketch. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime.
Now hurry up and cross-examine him!
Okay, haben wir was Neues bekommen? I saw Iris flying. Her white hood fluttering. Aha. Die weiße Hood, die gibt's nämlich gar nicht mehr. Hatten wir schon mal. Page, before we it. Ja, das haben wir alles schon. Okay. White hood fluttering. Wir pressen erstmal, ne? Nichts überstürzen. Just where did you see this aside from?
Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. Then after about 5 minutes, I saw it.
The defendant flying.
That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge.
Aha, also die 15 Minuten waren vorher, nicht nachher. Okay. Also bevor zu Brücke gegangen ist.
I see. That all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself.
Yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. Ja, dann White Hood Fluttering. Dann präsentieren wir doch die White Hood, oder? Muss ich was anderes drücken oder das? Ich glaube, wir haben nur das von der Hood, oder? Hier steht ja nicht, dass sie das Phoenix gegeben hat, aber ich presse es mal. Okay. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. Not that I particularly care. Das ist ein Zungenbrecherwort. Particularly.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 if that it's the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
A foolhardy fool of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course it was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. And the hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood.
Also ist Phoenix geflogen. Okay.
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight?
Nee, der ist ja sowieso erst später gekommen. What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Angie, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you Nick? You dog!
Oh, okay, ja. Hat es eh keine Chance, Larry.
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage.
What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive? Evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Laurie Stoneham, shall prove it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me.
Proof that Iris flew.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. So I was worried. So I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow.
Oh. Das ist der magische Magiekristall von dem Zauberstab. Okay.
I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Uh-huh.
A crystal sphere. This one, pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers.
That sphere, where did you find it?
Let me see, around here somewhere? Looks about right.
I was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts his crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward.
There's something on it.
Oh my, it's blood.
What? Blood? Crystal sphere found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge. The night of the crime has blood on it.
You're ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I'd like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore.
And you want to be called Laurie Stoneham only a few minutes ago? Da bin ich gegen den Tisch gekommen. Ja. I searched all over for her, and finding his crystal sphere after burning the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. So, jetzt ist die Frage. Bei diesem Statement presse ich. Ah, guck mal, das sehe ich erst jetzt. Ah. Die Hood hat auch so einen Kristall. Okay, aber wir wissen ja halt, dass hier einer fehlt. Da würde ich erstmal das hier verfolgen. Ist die Frage, präsente ich den Stab? Ich Ellie Stoneham? Weil die Frage ist ja, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere. Oder präsente ich... Warte, es gab hier doch noch... Präsente ich das Foto, das beweist, dass es... Aber ich glaube, das wäre was... Das wäre, glaube ich, eine Folgefrage, ne? Das wäre der Beweis, dass es ihrs ist, ne? Ich glaube, ich werde den Stab drücken. Ich bin ein Weichei. Ich muss speichern. Ja, natürlich. Ach, easy. Larry, that night, there was someone who lost the crystal sphere.
There was? Who was this stupid idiot?
Mr. Lee Stoneham, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim. I have a photo of her here. Okay, ich muss es nicht mehr präsenten. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. It's the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime. Aha! The crystal sphere! It's gone! What? Jesus, what does this mean? What does this mean? Da haben wir es wieder. Die legendäre Line. If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere was found at the landing site. The crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Donem? A fool alongside another fool, on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that, I saw it with my own two eyes! And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donem was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, the sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. True. Miss Francisca von Karma, the only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains or clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case? The crystal sphere. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he threw that ridiculous sketch he drew. What? You mean I'm the killer? Well, no way! All joking aside, just when this crystal sphere appeared near the foot of the bridge. Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Elise Donem left Hosakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called would have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Moment, ich habe eine Idee. Kann ich noch mal kurz Foto verlieren? Nee, Crime Photo. Ich habe eine Idee. Wobei, es ist eigentlich... also wahrscheinlich ist es das, aber es ist eigentlich kein Proof. Also es steht hier... half covered in snow. Das heißt, es hat noch geschneit. Wobei das halt der Punkt ist, der eigentlich kein Beweis ist, weil man hätte es auch einfach in den Schnee reindrücken können. Statt einfach nur wegzuwerfen. Also, muss nichts heißen. Aber ich glaube, sie meinen das. Es hat noch geschneit, während das weggeworfen wurde. Weil danach Schnee rüberkam. Und wenn das bedeutet, dass es noch geschneit hat, muss es vor dem Ort gewesen sein. Weil, wir haben ja schon festgestellt, nach dem Mord hat es nicht mehr geschneit, weil sonst wäre Schnee auf dem Körper. Von daher, yes, we can. Can I prove it? This isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. Yes, that's what he does. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright. And I am indeed cornered. I ought you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Entweder das, wegen der Info half covered in snow, oder der Weather Report. Ne, ich glaube, ich presse das. This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? Order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What could have been? What could that have been? The sphere, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. Aber was ist dann mit dem Fall? Die Leiche ist ja gefallen. Ist die von der Brücke gefallen? Nee, das macht keinen Sinn. Das wäre auch zu hoch. The murder didn't take place in the Hasakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hasakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miss Miles Edgeworth. Alice Stoneham's body was found in Hasakura Temple. On foot it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hasakura Temple. You may suggest someone carried the body all that way. I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim is carried to Asakura Temple. Wahrscheinlich bei Snowmobile. Das hier? From Main Gate to Dusky Bridge. Ja, muss ja, ne? Wie sonst? Also, das ist das Einzige, was Sinn macht. Ist nur die Frage, muss ich das Foto? Ja, wir haben ja sonst nichts anderes, ne? Ja. I guess. Komm, ich bin mal ballsy, speichere nicht. On that snowy night, there was one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Die Leiche ist gefahren? Order, order! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Huh. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. But what? Where was the victim, Ellie Stoneham, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. Ouch. However, he will never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he's enamored. Er ist wahrscheinlich sowas wie verliebt. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie. Ow! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame. Francie! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are... ow! I demand satisfaction. Oh, Okay. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. And I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright. Court is now adjourned. Someone's mad. To be continued. Ja, so wie es scheint, haben wir Edgeworths Arc abgeschlossen und dann werden wir wohl in der nächsten Folge Phoenix wiedersehen, welcher den, wie nennt man das? Den Stab, der Stab beim Staffellauf, er hat auch einen Namen, egal, er übernimmt. Ja, und dann werden wir mal gucken, ob hier der tolle Magier dafür verantwortlich ist, dass hier wer geflogen ist, oder ob wirklich Ellie Stoneham hier einen eleganten Flug hingelegt hat. Wir werden es herausfinden. Im nächsten Part. Bis dahin. Macht's gut, Leute. Und tschö.